Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to the late night talks with romantic developer. And today we have 189 issue of our stream. So welcome. I see the initial comment when the new project will be started. It's band of what is the new project, and my idea at the moment is to try to build the same project we have, but using AI agents, or maybe one AI agent or multiple AI agents, which will be smart enough to implement the same functionality of our previous project, but at the same time, uh, they should be done in the way which allows to use them with minimal modification for other tasks, or to significantly extend possibilities of our current project. So it's my idea, and today I'm going just to finish things we started yesterday with usage of free and open source LLMs, which we can use locally. Mm, I'll tell about that, and maybe I'll do some investigation today into that AI agent solution, because start and write some code which will do the same what we've done before, like reply, process user input, provide some output to the user, and so on and so on. Is nice, but yeah, we should put some idea into that. We should put some idea, and that idea should be nice, because otherwise we will do exactly the same. And I just want some time to come up with more proper solution. So let's start with previous yesterday's tasks, and I believe, yeah, I need to start Visual Studio Code. So once again, we are using AI agent, YouTube AI helper, and it's on GitHub. YouTube AI helper. It's on GitHub, and right now we are working on adding capabilities to run free open source models with our bots, with our program to do multiple tasks. So let me start all the things, and for starting all the required things, let's start our stream, I believe. Will it? Okay, it's not recognized. What if I'll do it in here? Oh, we need to go to local Python, and here just write stream. Yes, and it's executed both our streams. The only thing, for some reason here, it has key error. Mm, which means that we need to go and check our code because we did some mistake, and we already find that mistake. So for that we go to our AI client, and in place where we have that sync, open base URL, we just, instead of that, just said get. Probably we could provide just default none. And let's see if it solves the issue. The nice thing that let's just restart it uh, like we did before. Let's just say stream once again. Okay, now we were able to execute all of those things again. Our chatbot said hi. We start our local stream transcription, so chatbot would be more or less helpful. Okay, and let's now return to our comparison of models, and I'll just did some small research. 1 second. I just need to move some of my screens. Okay. So I did some small research about Ollama yesterday, and and probably it was here. Okay. And what I found that for Ollama, they have some default limit, default context limit, and whenever you use it, you need to basically change that limit if you don't think that context size of 2000 characters would be not sufficient for you. So, and in my case, let me see. Okay, it's context number. So context window size. By default, it's 2000 tokens, which of course is very, very small. Hi, hi, Abir. So of course, that uh, the token size is very small for our um, need. We need much more context window, and even some models has specified that they support big context window. We couldn't access that because of that limitation. And looks like we can uh, use with our OpenAI SDK kinda to execute Llama. The only way to do that, we have to set as a new model where we say what model we want to use as base model and just change that parameter here. So let me even go here and we have our Ollama configuration. And let me just include readme md file here and just a few things. Due to Ollama FAQ website for settings for model settings for OpenAI SDK calls the proper. Okay, and here we will insert the link. Really, it's not the link. Copy, insert, no. Okay. Um, what is the name? Setting the context size. The proper way to do this is no. To create a model is to create a model file which looks like. And let's save that. Then we can create a model file. No model file. Nice. It has the separate section for all the model file configuration. Basic model file. Of course, of course. Um, See, yeah, don't look on my chatbot. It's nice, but it's generic knowledge, and sometimes it's I don't know. It has responses not up to stream. But of course, even if you look on some frontier models, and it would be our oh come on. So it would be our let's say frontier models from OpenAI. If we will look at something like yeah, it's something I verified recently. So if you look on the model catalog, and again, it's just models which are not open source, but they are very performant. I like to work with them because their cost is very low if you don't productize our products. So if you just want to test something to see where we are, it's really good to use those models. It will cost us maybe few dollars per multiple days of experiments, but it will provide us what to expect. And then if our needs are not as high standard as those models are, we can look into cheaper or free open source models. But again, to execute requests to any open source model, you need some hardware. Without hardware on very weak notebook, most probably you won't receive any results. So, and here we have that not only audio, but also we have vision models. And I just try to calculate how costly would be to interpret, for example, some of the very high detailed pictures uh, of, on the like using some vision models. And it will cost, you see, only so five requests or like four requests will cost 1 cent for that dimensions. And if you choose low resolution, it will be even lower. If you don't such big, let's say, if you want just very basic view, we can use something like that. And of course, in that case, price will be even smaller. So we need about 10 requests to reach 1 cent in price. So, and of course, here we could read about that vision model. I'm sorry. Let's go. It's OpenAI, and we need probably overview. And in our overview, we just need to look on our vision models. It's not chat completion, basically chat completion, but open source models wouldn't, oh, which, yeah, I believe I heard about OpenCV in the past and about YOLO, but again, like my chatbot replied to you, I'm not a big expert in vision, machine vision models. I have some project in mind which will use those models to do some analysis of some images I could receive with microscope, but I have some hardware limitation for that. I need really low temperatures on my Microsoft plate to catch what I want. So form of crystals of different state of water, and then I think of using those models. But yeah, so of course you can Google, you can ask any free chat GPT, even on their website, for what are the models for. And if you describe your specific use case, of course you will receive much more appropriate answer because vision, it could be anything, if you need classification of images, if you need a recognition of some objects and images, if you need, I don't know, identify, uh, yeah, direction, etc., etc. Could be all the different models, all the different models. So you need to specify your question very clearly with some maybe examples why you need that, and then ask those questions to ChatGPT or in search in Google, which will be covered by brand AI now, and you will receive more or less proper response for your needs. Okay, let's come back here for sorting cards. Uh, hey, but don't do my work. So again, sort cards. First thing is to recognize if you're talking about plain cards. Yes, for like table games, maybe my dictionary would be limited here. But if we talk about that type of cards, then of course you need to recognize what is that card. And once you can recognize it, it wouldn't be a big problem to sort it. Yes. Mm, and to recognize card, of course, I think any model will work, unless the card are very hard to recognize. What I mean, um, there are so there are standard cards and there are not standard cards. They could be very 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 with specific images, etc. Let's say there could be plain cards, but there could be cards like tarot cards, and they have, I don't know how many dozens or hundreds of possible representations. And in that case, it could be slightly more complex. And if we're talking about more or less standard cards, the open source or the cheapest model will be able to properly identify them with very high probability chance. So it's not a question. And of course, let's say if you just go to some free model, and okay, when I say free, it means it's really free because like right now I'm registered with my account and I don't have any plan here. I just use my Google account to register on ChatGPT. And if I said, if I need to recognize a game card from the image, which let's say open source model I can use, can you please provide me the simplest program in your language, which language you know? For example, in Python, I'm learning the Python, not specifically, but we're doing some code in Python, and at the same time we're learning it in Python to do so. We're not talking about using our camera right now, not using our camera on mobile phone. So let's imagine we have that card, images of the card somewhere. Of course, it's a torch vision, of course, and it just provides model how we can add, how we could add open image from some path, add input, and so on. Basically, we can even try go to Visual Studio Code, and in our Visual Studio Code, we have some like our test APNB, so our test notebook, and except we need also install that because we don't have that in our environment. We just could do something like that. and just test if it will work at all or not. Then probably we can go and search some card. Let's just game card image. I don't know. Images. Let's remove image. Let's set, I don't know, separate. mm, Maybe example, or maybe we just use like keying of, okay, let's let's just save that image as in our romantic developer, our project, local a okay, YouTube. Oh no, it's not that same project. Local A helper. No, it would be okay. YouTube A helper. Sorry, lost between my projects. Actually, let's use this. Um, I use an AI for recognizing card. Okay, I'm not sure should be I use an AI for recognizing cards or not. There is another way. So, uh, AI or not AI? I mean, it's okay. It's spec. So what I want to say, it will be use some algorithm. If you want that algorithm to be um, test card, if you want that algorithm to be understandable, probably it would be not um, not not AI algorithm because AI algorithm hides its implementation details under, I mean, low implementation detail under the all that parameters, all that neural network flows, etc. So, but it would probably will be working even if you receive not very standard card. So it again it should work. Copy pass again. If it should be executed on very mm, uh, so let's say on very weak device. So if you want to execute it, for example, on Arduino Uno or Raspberry Pi, like not latest, but maybe 3 or something on very cheap hardware, probably, yeah, uh, AI recognition would take a lot of time on those devices. But if you looking into the recent smartphones or your computer or more capable devices, I'd recommend using AI because current model they doing pretty great uh, uh, provide pretty great results, and it's not as um, they don't use a lot of memory, a lot of compute power, because model are so good trained right now, so they don't need very high compute power for. Okay, where is that saying? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to escape my pass here for Python. But anyway, it's trying to download probably this model. Let's just interrupt. Let's just see if it installed or not. because when we interrupt something, okay, it's satisfied. Let's try once again. Okay, let's wait for, we don't have a lot of login here. Let's see what is shield buckler. Not exactly what we expect. Install dependencies, explanation of code. If you train dataset for game, the output might look like for better accuracy, train a model, fine-tune to pre-trained model on your custom dataset. Tools use or tensor object detection API for custom training. Mhm. Oh, thank you for noticing. Yeah, I basically I see the chat window and yeah. So what we did here, we said we want some simple code for recognize a card or something, and we ask a free version of ChatGPT to do that. It provides us some code, and I use my Visual Studio Code in notebook mode to just pre-install the required dependencies just in that session of notebook and then executing that code. I found some card like that card and I ask my model, very basic model, uh, open source model to predict what is the card. But again, it's not pre-trained for the card recognition, and it just returned something it was able to find on that card. So basically, it's don't know if it's card or not. It just recognize a few objects on that card. So yeah, and then I start looking into more details. But it says we need to pre-train, and maybe we need to use better better model to provide us better response. Of course, if we will use, for example, ChatGPT vision for that, it would most probably tell us what exactly the card is. But of course, it's not completely free. I'd say it's not free. And we looked at that it's like about 10 requests to that model will cost us about 1 cent. So it's pretty cheap. Okay, so if we will return back to what we've done slightly before, I showed you that we are doing some Readme file. Now, we looked at that article on GitHub Ollama, basically main documentation, and it looks like that base documentation, Ollama documentation said that the only way to increase context size for models from 248 tokens, which is default for OpenAI, is to create new model from that. And it's what we are going to do. I'm just looking how to start a model, and it would be something like create choose model location file. And we just want to provide that instructions, then we can create this model and use it as the key call, like in our case, we can create a model file like, and it would be that model Llama create, and it would be feed 42 and F for the model. Okay, so it's what we can do. Looks like the link is not properly specified in Markdown syntax. Probably vice versa. I wrote some Markdown syntax before, but I just don't remember exactly. Okay, will it fly? No. Let's ask our GPT-4, please fix Markdown syntax here. Mhm. Okay, Ollama website for model setting. Okay, and let's see what it does. Okay, initially title and then link. We were close, but not exactly at the proper point. So, and now it looks like, yeah, it looks properly. Okay, so yesterday, after after the stream ended, I tried four model to process some video, which is pretty long, at least 15 minutes from Mr. Beast. And I have a screen of a llama, but for very simple questions, it took about 2 minutes. For more complex, it took about 7 minutes. And for all the next questions, it took about 9 minutes, 8 minutes, and something it's failed after 10 minutes because of timeout. So most probably today we will not try that. So yeah, I run Ollama just to see all the output of why we have context window only 2,000 tokens, not 5,000 like we had results. So with that, we were able to use our tools with free and open source models using a Llama interface, but four models is pretty big. So maybe we can create new file and call it Llama 32 model and just use and some interface like 128,000 tokens. It's faster than P4. Of course, it's older, but it should provide us um, the way to execute it. Now we can go and try to. Where is my current stream? Okay, it's my current. So now we'll go and create create that model. It would be very fast because it's actually will not cd configurations cd llama. It wouldn't do any copying and very hard or specific task. It just register its model with different number of token size, so it will not limit the context window for that model while we're executing it through OpenAI interface. And here we just need to insert that and say the model name would be Ollama 3.2, and we can use the same file. Oh, Llama. Yeah, let's call it Llama 3.2. Okay, yeah, that's it. After that, we just can go here, copy that model name and go and change in our LLM config to that model. And we can even increase our token size. And I think that it. So now let's test it with some of our video files. Uh, let's look. We did some experiments before with some video files from. Okay, I'm using Mr. Beast. So beat Ronaldo win $1 million. And right now we just remove all the possible different outputs for that just to compare what we had before. Or maybe we can remove, completely everything just to see how our prompts will be executed. So right now we have nothing. We have just transcripts and file details, and that's it. So where we download it from YouTube, and we just copy path to that file, and now we will compare two models. To compare two models, let's compare it with ChatGPT 4 from OpenAI. For that, we will say that we want to process uh, prompts in that folder, and we don't. Okay, I need to enter. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Process prompts quotes, so it will recognize the path. In that case, it's loaded OpenAI SDK with, and did it say the model? Initialized Azure. Okay, and it preserved the results, so we could really quickly look at that. For title, it says Ultimate Athlete Showdown subscribers with something. For summary, it provides summary of that video. For description, it provided description of that video, which could be good description for YouTube. And also it inserted here the video chapters. So you see it's a pretty long video, about 22 minutes. Let's just compare very quickly with transcript in LLM shape. Yeah, it's 22 minutes, 38 seconds. And for keywords, it's provided, yeah, something like Mr. Beast, um, some other name, Cristiano Ronaldo, one-on-one challenge, Prime Video, Beast Games, and so on. So let's see how Llama 3.2 with updated context window will handle those requests. So with that, we just do exactly the same prompt, but instead send with a config folder and we say configuration, and it would be Ollama. So, and it's provided internal server error. Model requires more system memory than is available. Uh, why so? Because previously we were able to execute model Ollama. Let's see, Ollama run Llama 3.2. Let's just see. Maybe it's because we increased that context window too much and it's added more memory. Yeah, most probably. Let's see what we have. Okay, we have the latest model, size 4 gigabytes, 100 GPU, and it's all. So if you say stop, Llama 3.2, it should stop. Okay, no models. If you say run 3.22, okay, 15 and 6 gigabytes. Mm, let's remove it. Yeah, I never try it, so let's do very quick um, update. Let's just provide smaller context because we need such big context. So we have list models, and then we can say remove model, rem, and it would be llama 32 deleted, and now it wouldn't be in the list. Okay, so let's just replace the context like maybe 50,000 or maybe not 50. Let's make it 36,000. Will it do the same? Let's say Ollama. Okay, we need to go to that folder, configurations, Ollama create, Ollama create, and what is the interface for that? It's Readme file. Okay, Llama S, and we just can specify model. That is success. So let's try to execute it. And now it didn't complain that it used a lot of memory, but probably we'll see some degradation of stream quality if I'll try to use it because it's, let's see how much it use of memory. We need to use PS. So, oh no, it's not too many, it's just 9 gigabyte. Maybe we still will be successful. Okay, let's compare. Right now we're trying to use Ollama, and in our configuration right now in LLM config is using the same model. We just recreated it. Maybe here we need also decrease the number of tokens to what we specified for the model, 36,000. Let's see. We were able successfully initialize it, and we starting to process the prompt. And right now we send the first prompt to the model, and we're waiting for the result. And here we have our model, our Llama, executed in this model, and we see that it's trying to provide response. Okay, it's provided response. And how to, it's took 13 seconds. So most probably we don't need to wait a lot. And we received response for prompt, which is called keywords. Let's go and see keywords in our video folder and see if it's good or not. So just remember it's original keywords from frontier models, and that is our keywords from and relevant keywords. ChatGPT. Maybe it's trending, but how it's relevant to the transcript? I like that it has Cristiano Ronaldo, it has gaming, home run derby, and so on. But you know, I'd expect better results. Summary, um, it's good summary most probably. It's talk about what about that video is. So, but keywords, I'm not impressed with keywords. It use the same prompts for both models because we did copy them. In our prompts folder, we have all those prompts, and it look only for prompts which start with SRT or which has ending by SRT or TXT. to process. Custom, it's not used. It's used for very special case discussion starters, which we're not triggering right now. So beta chapters. Beta chapters is interesting because it use um, much more much more information. It not provide just textual input, but simplified transcript input, which I showed recently with the timestamps, not only text but timestamps in text, so it could create nice beta chapters. Oh, basically it's created. It says. Let's see. So at least, yeah, it didn't follow instruction where it should return just captions, so it's even start again with some unneeded text. And let's compare ordinary guy in one-on-one match, Cristiano Ronaldo one-on-one challenge. So most probably it's not as accurate as ChatGPT's, because can Khalid beat Cristiano Ronaldo 1539, 1818? And if you will look actual transcript which we sent, most probably it would be around 1515. Of course, it's not so easy to build that video chapters. It's require good model. So it was a tie for what? My name's Pete. So most probably it's not for the football or soccer match, correct? Now, before we go out, with Ronaldo is our final one-on-one matchup. I want to tell you that on December, okay, it's finally meet. I can never Cristiano Ronaldo. So it's basically starts in about 1941. So you see that um, uh, ChatGPT is much better identifying where is Cristiano Ronaldo much started than Llama, but it's did something. It's did okay. Maybe not finest. Maybe we can update the prompt, but it's provided us very meaningful results. And for overall description, if we put it, of course, description is pretty cool, but it's even inserted here the chapters, everything, but it's too long. From other side, I couldn't say that description is very short, but of course it's much more, yeah, interesting. And for title, oh, the same issue as before. It didn't choose. Okay, after analyzing, I recommend the following title. Can anyone beat Ronaldo? Mr. Beast takes on the God. So, and it's provide all the other 10 titles. Again, we have very tricky prompt. I just reminded you for the title. So it says, please choose 10 options for title and return only the best one. So it's just show the full process of choosing and returning, and ChatGPT was able to return only one. And yeah, so it's just returning one without any describing because we ask it. So, and that one, despite we ask for 10 and choose one, it's did everything, but it also return its way of thinking. Of course, we can change the prompt. They return the best one title and that it, but it maybe it wouldn't be the best. So with that small addition, we still can execute uh, our prompts uh, with open source free model on our computer. That prompts will not leave boundaries of our computer. I could do it even offline. and because Ollama doesn't tell anybody what I'm doing, what I'm asking, and so on. So it's pretty cool. What the other thing, of course, on my computer with some GPU, it's not high-end GPU, but it's not like very bad. It's to overall, you see 1 minute, 2 minutes, mostly 3 minutes, 4 minutes to provide responses. And if you remember, if you will come back and see how fast was, okay, it was pretty long way back. So, and if you come here to see how fast was SDK version of OpenAI, I mean, which we call the same prompt from ChatGPT, we start receiving our, we start sending our results about 22:54, and we complete it in 22:54, 20 seconds, and start on 50 on at 15 seconds. So for processing everything, including yeah, saving to the disk, reading from the disk, everything, it took like 5 seconds. 5 seconds for processing all the prompts. And here you see it just took about, you see, about 10 minutes total, but it's free. So, of course, it's your choice what to use, but most probably I'm going to, at least for working with all the transcript, with prompts, with everything, I'm going to commit the change with some instructions. And let me, okay, let me double check about file size. And I need Ollama. So for our, I just want to know exact, exact size because I know that it's in bytes, kilobytes, and everything. Mm, nice, but we will use different models. 5, 4, it would be this. And let's use like Llama. And let me call it point 2. Okay. And we just insert in all files actual maximum size of the tokens for 5.4, and for Llama we have 36 something. It's fine. And will it look good? Yes. And maybe, you know what? Let's try to ask better version of ChatGPT just to beautify that README file. Python prepare. Okay. Now let's move here. Okay. And let's just ask something like O1. Hi. Mm, I need your help in define my, let's see where it's readme located. It would be Ollama, readme, and we just find relative path on how support local Ollama mm, free models is my tab. Also, I am looking for the best option how to link that file is my main. And let's say our main would be readme here. Copy related. Level is my and we just created combined files code so O1 could receive better context. While I'm doing this thing, someone trying to push some comments about um, yeah, about Bitcoin transfers, and they providing some seed phrase which could be tweaked to receive access to account of someone who will follow that seed phrase to try to do some transfer from that account to his own account. Okay, below an example, beautified readme using Llama, this file. Okay, free models, Llama installation. Example model files. So the thing is that it was probably broken, this markdown, because it's when in markdown you have markdown, it's do broken of markdown. So let's close it. No, let's insert and let's just get our thing from Ollama. Using models with Ollama. Oh, I'm looking wrong thing. So that is markdown. Ollama prerequisites, setting up custom. Okay, okay. Using this custom. Oh, really? So it's a really pretty cool document, but let's just make it slightly current. Readme. Let's keep the table because looks like it's removed the table. And let's just insert it to the beginning and we keep our content just for case. So, and now we just do very quickly using Ollama with local LMs folder how Ollama via Ollama. Let's use just ollama.com and creating connect. Okay. Prerequisites, Ollama installation. What is Ollama official path? It would be Ollama, I think Ollama. So the only thing that it's not doing great because it doesn't have the most recent knowledge. Yes, about Ollama models. It will be search again. Because of that, it couldn't provide us the up-to-date context. Ollama simple mechanism by creating custom model example of model increase Llama for create a model file a G file for let's say 5.4 because it's about 5.4 is following context. Yeah, it doesn't know about 5.4 base from model. Okay, it's already pulled parameter context to increase this model. Okay, Llama locally so it can run it. Okay, looks good. What else? Using custom Llama model with Python. Make sure you don't set instead on the OpenAI any placeholder. Okay, let's say alternatively you can set the model name and base URL in configuration folder directly, and it would be our LLM config copy paste. Oh, and we just include something like what we have here in our LLM config. Where's my readme? Okay. Do we have something like config? Refine, for example, call the request should pass to Llama. Common issues couldn't connect to base URL. Model not found. Okay. Larger. Okay. More resources. Llama GitHub repository. Let's just insert it just for anyone curious. And it would be Llama. Can we do something without 3? Llama. Okay. It would be our Llama repository. using, let's call it using Ollama with OpenAI compatible endpoints. And let's just include the link from its website where we found it before. Yeah, not good idea to scroll all the models. It's also not good idea. Let's just say maybe download, and from here blog, its models, and we need to find something like OpenAI compatibility, and let's insert it here. Yeah, and let's call it. So we don't need anything like that. From okay, okay. Context window sizes. Okay. Now if we will look on our file very quickly, it would looks like using Llama for local LLMs, Llama installation, you desired model, setting up custom context size. It's what we want to see. Okay. How to create, how to test, or this or this. Okay, default model. Looks good. So now we can go and include whole Ollama configurations with us, and we need to include also AI client. We could include split into chunks our most recent addition to our bot. And let's say adding Ollama support and docs, improvements, live chat. Okay, and I just remember that we need to finish the one thing where it says so we have that snippet using local, for example, and we need to go to our readme file. That makes smaller fonts, discussion starters, live transcriber, quick start, 3, 4, example, 3, 4, how to use discussion starters. And we need here to include something like that, but it would be 3 and it would be 5. using Ollama local models with Ollama. You can use Ollama. Let's just insert proper link. Okay, so if we will look now into our main readme file, and we have 4 discussion starters, 5 using Llama, described in configurations. Okay, it's working. Adding a Llama section to the main readme. And let's just oh, let's just push. So, and let's just check if everything is here, so we can go to the next projects. So, where's our Whisper and Git YouTube AI helper? Let's go to our YouTube AI helper, and we have our local AI helper Python script. And here we have all that things, how to set up everything, overview, live chat stream bot, discussion starters, example workflows. Oh, it's not here, and I'm using not the main branch. And 2, 3, okay, 5. Now we have, no, okay, we have it. It's not exactly in the shape we want. And that link is working fine. Let's quickly fix that, and it would be it for that functionality. Most probably we need also one support local whisper. It's something I'm looking to do as well, but with local whisper, maybe we can use some different whisper implementation, because local whisper, when we translate a very large file, sometimes doing not very good things. Okay, readme file. And let's look at our number 5. Yeah, logically, it's totally understandable why it's not good. I just haven't. So fix markup, and that will be it. Where's our 5? Live transcriber for discussion. Why we always switch to romantic? Yeah, now we have everything fine. Okay, so we proved that it could be executed using local models. It's not as complex, especially if you're working on your video or on your stream. Maybe it's not as bad for you to wait such some time. But again, it's just for 20 minutes video, maybe for larger video, it would be even longer. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so today we wrap it up. Ability to use free open source models I've tested it out the stream with 5.4. It's pretty cool, but it's really working not so fast on my computer. And if we look into the my some different videos, and I believe it would be video I helped 2000 people. And yeah, I didn't done best chapters, but it's what I do for. Hello. Let's close some. Do you want to let's save and close and let's reopen it. My Visual Studio Code doing something bad. So title, we have titles, and this title is a result of frontier model ChatGPT for OR, and that is from 5.4. And I just increase this font size. So it says breaking. So it's different video. It's video from Mr. Beast. I helped 2000 people walk again. And 5.4 here said for the title, it's title of Mr. Beast. I helped. It's title from ChatGPT for or, uh, which sounds like helping 2000 entities walk again, a global mission of hope and transformation. And 5.4 provided title like breaking barriers, 2000 lives transformed by prosthetics. This title capture, okay, it's describe why it's use this title and why it's try to like combine everything, its knowledge about SEO and everything else. If you will look on keywords, so keywords. Do we have keywords? Okay. So that are keywords from frontier models. As you see, it's generated them too much. But if you look on keywords from 5.4, it's did pretty good, except keywords are mostly contains from two words, which is totally fine for YouTube. But of course, I would like to see more one-word keywords. Let's see summary. It's basic summary from frontier models. That is summary from 5 4 models, which is also good. And for description, it's from frontier models. Witness the miracle of walking again, transforming, ta ta ta. And that is from Phi 4 models, which also includes some icons, step forward with us, journey of transformed lives, uh, what we will witness, why we need to watch, key highlights, and of course some reflections, call to actions, and so on, and even some hashtags for video. So Phi4 did pretty good, but the only problem is with Phi4 that it's uh, executes too much. It executes more than 10 minutes, and yeah, I couldn't wait until it finished. So I think that it for today. We did some progress. We committed our results, so anyone could use now free models or configuration from Ollama with very small prerequisite steps to use it. So it's, yeah, now we close the topic if it could be run for free. At least all the prompts could be executed for free. For Whisper, of course, it could be executed for free, but I'm just need to write slightly more code to inject it smoothly into the overall program. As you see in our live transcriber, it's Whisper and it's free and it's transcribe all our stream, yeah, for free, and our chatbot use that something from the stream. If we want our chatbot to use not frontier model but something else, you can go to AI bot configuration, and in LLM config you can change default model to like 542 or Llama 32/2 or -2. In that case, it will use those models, and it would be executed totally on your computer without reaching out to that. Yeah, also you need to provide that sync like we did on a Llama base URL. So basically you need to copy that sync default model and open base URL to AI bot, and your AI bot will work with Llama 3.2, for example. There are other multiple ways of executing multiple models on your local computer with Ollama, and it's described pretty well on their official GitHub community and repository, especially if you will look into some, even not quick start, but so guide of importing models, etc., etc. I believe they have some FAQ section, uh, community integration, CAPI documentations, cloud database, something else. So pretty cool solution, which I've discovered also recently. Let's look on some guide, and here we can see FAQ. I just don't find a proper space to that. And that not only talking about how to increase context window or something, but ability to execute very large models with less resources on your computer, and it would be, yeah, I don't see where it would be. So it's about number of concurrent requests, etc., etc., attention. Okay, most probably it would be quantization type for cache, and it's used by default high precision and memory usage. And if you do smaller quantization, it will use much less memory, up to 1/4 memory for Q4-bit quantization. Of course, it could provide some loss in precision of those models, but maybe it will be really your hit, and your hit in that case. Of course, to really see the full capability of some models, yeah, you need execute them with highest possible quantization. But if you really think that some models like Llama 3.3, you will benefit from it because it's one of the most recent, most powerful models. Maybe it's with smallest quantization will be much better than Llama 3.2 with the highest quantization. But again, that parameter could be specified with environment variable, but it will be, as you see, global option. I haven't applied it in my case because I'm looking for increasing context window size. I found how to do that. But yeah, maybe if you want to play with Ollama, it would be what you can look into. Yeah, I jealous that I didn't find that their official GitHub repository initially. They have that link here, of course, but I prefer to use some of their blogs articles, some model description, because I'm too in hurry to, yeah, research every link on every website. But yeah, if you ever need to build something powerful, AI ready on your, which could execute locally with completely for free, just using power of your computer and your memory, it's your choice using free models, and Llama is pretty cool solution which will utilize your GPU and CPU properly. Let's say that. Okay, so and maybe yeah, for tomorrow, uh, probably we'll return to our agentic workflow. I just don't want to start it today. Tomorrow would be an interesting day. We will start our stream with new president of United States. I live in United States, so it's quite important for me, but most probably it would be important for the whole world because no doubt that, yeah, probably I could switch my screen off. No doubt that mm, United States has a great impact for rest of the world, and the processes in United States will dramatically affect other countries, especially close to United States, but maybe not so close. Of course, the biggest change would be in United States, in closest countries like maybe Canada, maybe Greenland, maybe. But of course, it would be Europe for sure. Trump going on uh, to do a lot of things, stopping the Ukraine-Russia war, and yeah, as a result, of course, it will impact on the situation inside the Russia and Russia satellites. And of course, after that, all countries which, after like in the last 3 years, rebuilt some relationship with Russia, including, I don't know, China, eh, Global East, including India and other countries, of course, we'll see some changes. It will not start tomorrow for them, but really it would be very noticeable maybe in just half a year or even 3, 4 months. So yeah, so tomorrow is a new year, kinda new year with new president. Okay, let's hope it all the changes. I wouldn't say let's hope all changes will be for better because not, they wouldn't be. Let's hope we all could benefit from those changes. All we, I mean, whoever listen to the stream and share with my values, or even not sharing my values, but at least want to be a better version of himself every day and doing something for that. Learn, do some kindness, spread love, and so on. Of course, yeah. So I think that if you have nice ideas for short projects, we could look into that on our streams. But yeah, because I'm thinking about, as I said, AI agentic flow mostly, like not from scratch, but not so simple. So most probably it wouldn't be as exciting as some small and very fast to achieve something project. So if you have ideas, please share, because with that, again, maybe we do multiple small projects and then we could understand how better implement our bigger project. So yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, have a great day. See you later on this channel whenever you are ready. Goodbye.